So, the pandemic rabbits ate my yucca plants. Do rabbits eat yuccas? Apparently, yes, they do. I'm Laura from Garden Sanity, and right now I'm trying to maintain my garden sanity with these pandemic rabbits. They are eating everything in sight. They are eating things they never, ever, ever used to touch in our gardens, including these yucca plants. So let's take a closer look, shall we? So it all started when we noticed this little solar lamp light we have was knocked over. And as you can see, there's rocks here. It's very sturdy. We don't know why it knocked over. It wouldn't be blown over in the wind. And then we noticed this. Look at this. Look at those clean cuts. Yeah, let's get a close look in here. Look what the pandemic rabbits did. Look at those bites. Now, this wasn't the largest yucca plant. In fact, it was one that we rescued from the front where it was too wet. But it was growing nicely, and just this past year, we did this whole area over. In other words, we removed every single rock, and we refilled everything with compost and better dirt, and then we staked up our wonderful Helene Rosa Sharon by using a shepherd's hook. So we thought everything was fine. And by the way, rabbits usually like Rosa Sharon, but the bark down here looks great. So these pandemic rabbits, I joke about them. In fact, let's just review my last video real quick. The one in the snow when I was waxing poetic about the bunnies. I didn't even call them rabbits, I called them bunnies. Check this out. They just glow against the snow, but even when there's not snow, as usual, our winters don't have snow, they're just so pretty. I think that's why there's bunny tracks there. They went by to see, how pretty they were up close. Who was I kidding, right? I called them bunnies. That's what I say when I'm being all affectionate with them, because they're so cute in the snow. This is a burning bush. It's one that we had planted in a sort of a holding bed for years. And we finally planted it at the beginning of the fall for its new home. And look. You see this? Yeah, all chewed. And then over here, let's see if we get in here a little closer. Yeah, see that? So then I quickly hopped over to our lavender chiffon Rosa Sharon to make sure that bark was okay, and it seems to be. And so far the stems are okay too. That stem right there, that short guy, that's a result of last year's rabbits. Yeah. So hopefully this year will be better. So then I'm walking around the garden in the front and I see this red twig. And then I see these yellow twigs. And this red twig on my neighbor's lawn. And this yellow twig detached from here. So yeah. Now mind you, when I first came out here, I was just looking for these guys, daffodils. That's all, minding my own business. So I'm looking in the front yard and I'm looking and looking. And then I see this. What the heck happened? Now, this was the yucca that never grew as well as the other one, but as you can see with this guy, this big stalk right here, it's the one that did flower every year and beautifully. Again, look at the damage. So, I decided, what about the other one? The beautiful one, that I just showed you? Oh, good. It looks great, right? Now, let's get a closer look. They're starting on it. They're starting on it. Look at this down here. You see all that? I mean, yeah. And this beautiful twig, it's part of the Fothergilla. Yep. Chewing those down too. We used to have yucca plants on each side of our front yard foundation before we redid the landscaping, and I'll show you a picture here so you can see what it looked like. These are gorgeous, aren't they? It started one plant on each side, and then they just multiplied because they absolutely loved their spot. And what's really fascinating is we had a rabbit living in this one particular bed. He never touched the yucca plant. In that same bed where he lived one summer until we blocked his little burrow after he had his babies, we blocked it with a brick. Lovely, I know. But there were marigolds in that bed. There was lantana in that bed. Didn't touch any of it. And the yuccas. So I don't know why I'm smiling, because the damage is serious, and I have to figure out what to do. But the whole point of garden sanity is maintaining one's sanity while gardening. There's no reason to get stressed out. There's no reason to feel like, oh my God, I can't garden because I have rabbits. Although I do feel like that sometimes. Like right after I saw the yuccas. I was like, that's it. But I knew I wasn't serious. The frustrating part for me is figuring out what to plant next. I wanted to plant more flowers this year. I wanted to try dahlias. Rabbits love dahlias. I wanted to try phlox. My mother has a gorgeous phlox in her garden that I just die over every year. Rabbits love phlox. Rabbits love cosmos. I wanted to try self-sowing them in the garden, but I'm not going to just do it to feed the rabbits. Supposedly, rabbits don't like black-eyed Susans. I've seen that on a few lists of plants rabbits hate, and I think, as I've showed you, in my case, last summer, no, the pandemic rabbits ate them. And lantana, they're not supposed to like lantana. They ate the lantana. That was always an annual, it's an annual here in New Jersey in my zone, zone 7. But that was always an annual I depended upon for easy color, because it's such a carefree plant. But that broke my heart too. Marigolds, no. Marigolds, they ate all the marigolds. They ate them. Sometimes they left the heads there, and other times they ate the heads. There would be like one petal. I was imagining a rabbit with like a little yellow petal hanging out of its mouth. I mean, if I would have seen that, you know, I don't know if I would have laughed or cried. The only two plants that didn't seem to be bothered, that are common garden plants, are salvia, which I have a love-hate relationship with salvia. It looks great when it blooms, and then afterwards I've tried everything that I've been told to trim them back, and et cetera, et cetera. It's another topic for another day, but I just don't like them. Calamaris, false aster, which I planted last year. Here you see it, and it is absolutely stunning. The rabbits didn't touch that, so guess who's buying a lot of calamaris this year? Ageratum. Both annual ageratum and the perennial hardy ageratum. Rabbits don't touch either of those. Yes, they both reseed and can reseed kind of heavily, but I don't care. I'm now on a quest to find flowering plants that can protect my other plants. One of those plants I know is catmint. Rabbits do not like catmint. Do pandemic rabbits like catmint? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. So I'm now on a quest to come up with a list, which I've already started, of plants that I can add to my garden so that I can live with the rabbits. Will I stop spraying liquid fence? No, I'll still do that. Will I stop sprinkling repels all around the garden? No, I'll still do that. But unless you're on top of it and switch them out all the time so the rabbits don't get used to one scent, it's a losing battle. So anyway, there's my garden sanity rant, a calm rant about the rabbits. Yes, I'm still smiling. I can do this. Let me know in the comments if you have a problem with rabbits. Let me know if you have rabbits, what they've eaten. I would love to hear your thoughts. I need people to commiserate with me on this. This is really driving me crazy. It's the worst it's ever been. I don't have solutions other than I'm gonna just try to find more plants that rabbits won't eat, hopefully. Until next time, I'm Laura from Garden Sanity. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment and commiserate with me, please.